Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn about fading and fade out effect in an LED. So for that the components which we require are jumper wires which are male to male. Then we have an Arduino, one LED, breadboard and some resistor. So here we are using the resistor of 220 ohms. Now let's start by making the basic connection of turning on an LED. So here we also know that we have in the LED we have two pins or two lags, that is a cathode and an anode. Positive one is our anode and negative one is our cathode. From the pin length you can also find out which is your positive and the negative. So the long one is your positive and the short one is your negative, means it is your ground. So now what we can do, let's connect this LED pins in our breadboard. Try to remember that the pins should be vertically different, like in different holes they have to be connected so that they are not short. So I have connected the pins in your number 10 and 13. So I have connected the positive one in 13 and the negative one in your 10. So these are my connections. Now let's simply turn on the LED. So we know that for turning on the LED, we have to provide the power supply, that is ground to your ground, or negative with your ground and positive with your 5 volt. But we are going to use a resistance also so that our LED doesn't burst out. So here I use a resistance of 220 ohm. I have connected it my positive one, that is your 30 number pin, and connected it with the positive rail of your breadboard. This is my connection till now. Now I want to give them a power supply. So I am using male to male jumper wires. So here the red one I am connecting to your 5 volt. So being ground 5 volt. Then the brownish one with the ground, and connecting the same with your breadboard power rails. So this is my simple connection. I will use one more jumper wires which I will connect with, like I want to give them a negative supply also, because currently I have given only a positive supply. So the negative pin with the another terminal of your LED. So this is my basic connection. So let's power supply on it by using the giving power supply to the Arduino. So here you can see that my LED has turned on and it is in red in color. If you see, here you can see. But here you can see that the LED is like now it is at its maximum brightness. So what I can do, I can write the code to turn it off. Means I can turn off the LED and turn on the LED. But what I want to do, I want to control its brightness, that is fade in and fade out. Like maximum, then it will go to the lowest, and from lowest it will go to the maximum. So for that, we are going to use the analog white function. So starting by, this is my Arduino code. Let's upload the empty code first so that our Arduino can restart, or it is if there is any other code available previously, so that might delete. So after uploading the code, nothing will be changed because the code is like empty. But here you can see done uploading, means the code has been successfully uploaded. Now what we have to do, starting by like defining the pin number. So currently I am like connecting directly negative with the negative, positive with the positive. So what I want to do, I want to give them a power supply using my this pin, that is your Arduino's digital pins. And in the digital section, we will use only this PWM pins. If you see carefully, there are some pins which have like this wave symbols. Like I write it down, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11. These are the pins which have this wave-like symbols in front of them. So these are your PWM pins. So we are going to use those pins here, because those pins we can change the duty cycle, that is the percentage. Like instead of normally taking high and low, we can give them a value like 50% high or 30% high, 20% low, like that. So this is my simple circuit. Now let me change something in my connection. I connect a negative with the resistance and positive directly. So nothing has been changed, just simply change the resistance. Now what I want to do, I want to give the positive supply with my Arduino pins, the PWM pins. So here the pins I am using, let's say I am using the 9 number pin because it is a PWM pin. So I have connected the connection with the 9 number only. This is my code. So starting one, let's say I simply turn on it. So for that, in mode I have to define the pin. So pin I'm using 9. It is an output. So oops, 9 comma output. And if I simply want to turn it on, I will write digital write pin number 9 comma high. Let's say I only want to do this much. Let me upload the code. You will see that the LED will turn on. This is the basic code which we have already learned. Instead of high, if I write low, it will be off. Now you will see that we don't have any state between them. That is, instead of 0, like high and low, turning on and off. So what we will do, instead of this high and low, we will, here you can see we have written digital. So digital simply means 1 or 0, on, off. So instead of this digital, we will use analog. And the point to remember this, analog pins only work in your PWM pins. So I have connected the 9 number. So your 9 number is already a PWM pins. So 9 is an PWM. So it will work. Now, instead of this high and low, what I can do, I can write a number here, that is the intensity. And the range of the intensity will be 0 to 255. 0 means your low and 255 means your high. So let's say if I write 255 here and I upload the code, you will see that it is at its maximum brightness. Here you can see. And if I write 0, it will be your 0, that is low. And if I want to reduce the brightness, that is, let's say instead of 255, let's say 155. So I have I reduce the brightness. So you will see it here, carefully see. That's the brightness has been reduced. Let me reduce it a little bit more. Let's say 55. Here you can see that it is like dim. So if I reduce it more, say 25, you will see that it is more low. Oops, and I heard my code. Okay, here you can see that the value is now still very low. So the 0 means it is closest to the low, and 250 means it is like maximum value. So here what we are going to do, we are going to use the fade in and fade out effect. So if I increase this value from 0, so it is like fading, like fade out. Initially it has like a 0 means it is off, and then 255 means it is turning on. So for that we are using a for loop, or let's say for and I use a variable name I starting from 0, and the end value will be, let's say, 255. And every time I want to increase the value of your I, so it will be I plus plus. So plus plus stand for I, we are incrementing the value of I by 1. And if I write the code here, and instead of this 255, I'm writing I, and let's give it a delay so that we can see the effect. Let's say 100 millisecond. Now I have written the code, that is, it will start from 0 and it will go till 255, and it will increment the value of by 1, that is, initially it is 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, like that. So when I run the code, you will see that initially it will be like turn off, and then slowly it is like turning on. Here you can see, you see it carefully, that the LED is turning on. If I want to like turn it again off by the same procedure, so what I can do, I can copy the code. Now I will like just do the opposite, that is starting from 255 till it is greater than your 0. I will like I minus minus the same code. Okay. Now here you will notice one thing, that after 150 or 100 the value is like maximum, because your LED like it is required less your amount of electricity or power to turn it on. So like 100 is efficient for it. So I am changing this to 55 by 100. Let me upload this code. You see it. So here you can see starting with it is very low, going to maximum. Then after the maximum, it will like go to again low. So currently it is at its maximum value, and you can see that slowly it is dimming out. Let me reduce this time interval. It is, let's say, 20, and let me upload the code. Now let me like easily see it. Here you can see the LED brightness is increasing, decreasing, again increasing, then decreasing. Let's give some time interval gap between these also. Let's say 1 second so that we can easily get it. Actually, here the error is not our code error, it is my Indian computer error, so there is no need to worry. Your code will run perfectly fine. Here, if you see it carefully, it is turning on, going to the maximum level, then from the maximum going down, then again repeating the same process again and again. So this is your fade in and fade out effect, like turning on an LED from 0 to its maximum, and then from maximum to 0. Currently we have like there is a light little bit, so the LED cannot see it properly, I think. Okay. Here you can see it is fading in and fading out continuously because we have written the code under the loop section. So see you in the next session then.